Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you for your willingness to consider serving at this challenging time in our history. General Brown, I want to begin with you. I had the opportunity to speak with General Goldfein earlier this week. As you're probably aware, the 157th Air Refueling Wing at Pease National Guard Base in New Hampshire is the first National Guard to receive the new KC-46 tanker. I had the opportunity to be there when the first tanker arrived, and so I followed this issue very closely. General Goldfein seemed optimistic that the agreement that had been reached with Boeing would provide a path forward to fix the remote vision system and some of the other problems with the tanker, but clearly we're still several years away from having tankers that are going to do the refueling that we want them to do. So can you tell us how, if confirmed, you would keep that program on track and ensure that it's ready to go as soon as possible to do its air refueling mission?
Senator, I think one of the key roles I have is to, one, work with our acquisition professionals to move it forward, but also with our industry partner, Boeing. And there's a new CEO, and having talked to General Goldfein, that CEO is pretty serious about delivering that capability. And so, for me personally, building a relationship with the CEO of Boeing so we can have frank dialogue, particularly if it gets off track. But the goal is to keep it on track and get it into the hands as quickly as possible.
Well, thank you. I was pleased to hear that the new CEO at Boeing seems more committed to fixing this than previously. Ambassador Braithwaite, our nation's 4 public shipyards handle our aircraft carriers, our submarines. They're really the backbone of our naval power, and we need to modernize these shipyards and increase the dry dock capacity. I'm a supporter of the Navy's Shipyard Infrastructure Optimization Plan, which was released in February of 2008. I wonder if you could tell me if you've had the opportunity to review the plan, and if so, can you share your thoughts on the importance of investing in the Navy's public shipyard infrastructure?
Yes, Senator, thank you very much. And I have spent some time up at the shipyard there in Portsmouth, and have always been impressed by the patriotism and the commitment to our national security that the employees exhibit every day. Maintenance is one of those things that has never been the thing that the Navy has very focused on. It is always more interested in building new ships and new airplanes, much like in any other situation where deferred maintenance becomes something that you get to later. Having served at the Philadelphia shipyard before they closed that, that taught me that lesson very up close and personal. And it becomes a double-edged sword because not only do you defer the amount of resources required to upgrade the ships, but you also defer the requirements to upgrade the actual shipyard. I have had a chance to look at the PSYOP. I agree with it over a 20-year period. I will look to make that a priority as we look forward, because as I shared with Senator King, whenever you have any vessel, ship, aircraft tied to a pier, not doing its job out at the tip of the spear, that's a waste to the taxpayers. And as a good steward, I think we have an obligation to make sure that those ships and aircraft and submarines are out doing their jobs.
Well, thank you, and I'm pleased to hear that you've visited the shipyard. We hope you will come back, and I'm sure you know that in New Hampshire, we take part ownership of that shipyard, yes, just as Maine does. So Senator King isn't the only one who's following this issue very closely. Sorry, Angus. Let me also, because you mentioned the importance of the employees at the shipyard, and clearly they are, their effectiveness is the reason that that shipyard is considered the most productive in the country. I had an opportunity to talk to several of the workers there about their concerns with the COVID-19 pandemic, and as you're probably aware, there are a number of people there who have tested positive. We lost a shipyard worker, and they're very concerned about having the right personal protective equipment, the masks that they really need when they're working in close quarters in the yard, and if that can't be provided, that hazard pay be considered for those people who are working in those dangerous circumstances. Can you commit to me that you will look into this and see if we can ensure that the people who are working on our subs have the protective equipment that they need to do their jobs?
Senator, absolutely. I can tell you that one of the most impressive things that I've learned in the last few weeks is working with Assistant Secretary Gertz, who's explained to me the patriotism that these workers have displayed each and every day. They've gone into harm's way and continue to ensure that our ships are ready and deployable, and that speaks a lot about their character. So I think it's incumbent upon me, if I'm confirmed, to ensure as the senior leader in the department that they get the equipment and the safety gear that they would need in order to be able to do that job.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.